Agnes wants to know, Moi Samu, my question is, what was the most inspiring thing you experienced that you used for the album, for the new album, I suppose, except of Los Angeles? Was there a special moment or experience you immediately had the idea to make a song of? All the songs come from like some sort of an inspiration that comes from somewhere. I mean, you don't just like switch on the love ballad mood or switch on the pop song or rock song mood. But for example, Kiss Goodbye, that is one of the songs on the album. That is it's not actually, the inspiration did not come from a relationship. It was about I used to have a studio in Helsinki, and some people in my life that probably were not that, they didn't fit in the picture that well. And everything went pretty well, getting rid of the studio and getting rid of the people and getting rid of the things that I didn't want to deal with. And I had a really good feeling when I was driving home. It's like, let's be friends, let's kiss goodbye, and you know, let's leave each other with happy faces. And that song is about how you can like shake hands or hug for the last time, feeling a little bit sad, but still leaving the other one, you know, happy as well. Ulrike has sent us a question. What can I expect of the new album? Will I get a popgasm or rather a rockgasm while listening to it? We can't guarantee anybody any popgasms or rockgasms or anything, and if you have problems you should talk to your whatever doctor or whatever, but the sound of the new album, it's a little bit more, I hate saying back towards the first album, but it's probably a bit more straightforward, a little bit more simple probably. It's not as artistic as the second album, and a bit more down to earth, a bit more energy, and yeah, a little bit more rocky probably as well. There's like definitely some songs that could not fit on the second album because they are so, not Green Day, Foo Fighters, but even that direction. If you compare, like, I mean, I have to compare it to something, but I would say it's like closer to the first one than the second one, but it's still something completely new that we haven't done. But it's still normal music from normal people. We hope you enjoy. I like it very much. Lisa wants to know if I would marry my mom. No, Lisa asked, would you marry my mom? Would I marry Lisa's mom? It's a little bit hard to say, not having seen the mom or even like spoken to her, but I don't know. We will see. Viele Grüße an Mom.
Bye bye, Hollywood Hills, I'm gonna miss you. Wherever I go, I'm gonna come back.
Jenny has asked us, which things do you admire most in Riku, Sami and Raul? Jenny wants to know this. And which ones are getting on your nerves occasionally? How are you going to celebrate your 35th birthday? Jesus Christ. And what's your biggest wish for a new year? Is that one question? What do I admire the most? In Riku, he's like the never-stopping entertainer. He's like, he loves his guitar, and he just like, if you Skype him, whatever time of the day, he answers. He has his like Gibson or his Fender or his whatever on his arms, and they make music together. And he's always ready to try new stuff out, and he's like really, I mean, if there's a show we play somewhere, there's an after party, it's a sure thing that Riku is playing there like 6 hours for free. At the end, he's going to be naked and he's going to be telling jokes in English, but he's going to be really drunk and nobody's going to understand any of the jokes, but it's kind of funny and entertaining in a way. And sometimes it's the same thing that annoys me in him because Jukka Backlund, our producer, once said that it's really hard to get a pro on stage and it's really hard to get an amateur off stage. And you know, sometimes he just still wants to go back there, even though like all the songs are played, all the jokes are being told. But He's a great guy. I think it's a jackpot for the whole band. It wasn't an easy thing jumping on like 2-3 years ago. It was a bit of a mess. There was big fights in the background of the band and stuff. And Riku has done a fantastic job, and I'm so happy to have him as a friend today. Hang out a lot together. It's a little bit annoying that he's a bit better than me in football and also in indoor hockey, whatever you call this like stupid thing that we play in Scandinavia. Forget about it. Sami, what I admire the most, it's also musical probably. He's like so passionate for his drums. It's like I would sometimes love to have his brain for like, let's say, like 2 days, because it's like there's an on and off switch, and when you switch it on, it's like about snare drums, cymbals. It's so simple the way he thinks about things. Anything is fine. I mean, like now he asked like, do I have to go to the interview as well? No, you don't. Oh, good. And he can go watching his drum videos in the in the hotel room or whatever. It's so cool, and he's so happy when he has a new snare drum. The whole world is perfect, and it's like easy as that. What annoys me about him is Sami is really easy. He's like sometimes he can be a bit like, because he's a music guy, he loves to play, and he's not the biggest promoter in the world. He doesn't like it that much. He doesn't like being on TV shows, being asked questions or stuff. Sometimes you have to kick his ass a little bit to something. We have to do it. It's part of the whole thing if we want to play for a big audience. I mean, he knows all that, but you know, and we all do it to each other sometimes when we're tired or whatever. And he's the last guy to fall asleep if you have an after party. It's like he has forced Raul to drink a whole bottle of Baileys once. Sami was honestly, like literally holding Raul's nose and like forcing him to drink it. And sometimes that is a little bit annoying if you have a photo shoot the next day or whatever. But you know, we forgive him. Raul is the coolest guy on the planet. You can do anything to him. You can call him whatever. You can steal his car. You can like smash his balls, not his balls, but I mean golf balls. You can do whatever, and he's always going to be cool. He never gets angry, and he has the biggest, like the longest patience in a way. It's like everything is always fine. It's something that he just has built in. And I really wish that I would have that like every now and then, especially when negotiating with the managements or publishers or record company people, because sometimes I get the water boiling, and you can see that. What is annoying about Raul? Actually, that's also really annoying that somebody is so cool all the time, because I'm like worrying about if the album is whatever, blah, 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 if it's doing well on radio, if everything is fine. And Raul is always like, everything in order. Raul is also really, really important and good with technical stuff. He's like a free product manager for the band. He does everything for us. Everything is always planned. I know I just walk on stage, a guitar comes here, and everything is, you know, sound comes out if I'm able to switch the volume on. Usually they even do that. And that's all, that planning is behind Dr. Raul Ruutu. And what is really annoying is that his cousins are playing in the NHL, ice hockey, the highest level in the world. And he's so close to the heart of ice hockey that it makes me jealous. Okay, Carina wants to know, you've been asked many questions during interviews, but is there still something that I always wanted to be asked? This is sometimes when a reporter asks this question, it's a little bit like, okay, didn't you prepare anything for because you can be really tired. You know, it's like 20 interviews a day or whatever, but not really. I mean, I did an interview in Japan for a fishing magazine, and they asked about my fishing skills, which are pretty poor. Sami is really good in our band. And I don't know, I talk about like hobbies and my life pretty as it is, so I don't really know. What would I want? Maybe like, if you would ask who is the funniest of the band members in the tour bus, I would say definitely, absolutely not Riku, because his jokes are really bad. And I would like to have this on like Bild Zeitung someday. Riku is not funny. His jokes are Ein Deutschmark, value. Our friend Annika wants to know, the new album is called Out of Style. Do you have a favorite clothing item which is completely out of style, but you love it so much that you can never get rid of it? Aren't they all? But I mean, I'm really out of style anyway, but what is like the worst? It's probably the Helsinki ice hockey team shirt that like gets big smiles, pity faces from my friends when I wear it sometimes for the games. But I think, you know, our style is t-shirts, jeans. This is what I had on today when I came here, so that's it. I'm completely out of style and that's it. Jenny has sent a question. Hi Samu, Hollywood Hills is such a catchy sing-along tune. Thank you, Jenny. But why aren't you shooting the video in Hollywood, but in freezing Berlin? Seeing you guys in swim shorts would be so much cooler. Ha ha ha. We thought about it first, going to Los Angeles and to, you know, being on Sunset Boulevard or whatever, but we thought it's a little bit boring in a way, and it's also time-wise. I mean, if you go there, you have to, you know, get rid of your jet lag and stuff. And we really didn't get a good treatment or a good idea from anybody what it could be. I mean, yeah, with the shorts and stuff would be really cool with our white legs after the winter. I mean, I haven't even shaved. But I don't know, the Tempelhof Airport is something pretty historical, and it looked really cool. We got some pictures from the place, and the director, the Finnish guy, he fell in love with the place, and we fell in love with his ideas and stuff, and I think it will be very cool, cooler than what we could have done in Hollywood, Los Angeles, United Snakes of America.
No, I don't wanna go, I don't wanna go.
Catherine wants to know, what do you plan on doing if you ever stop making music? I have thought about it, even like during the recordings of the third album. I mean, you know, there are moments when you don't feel like doing it at all, and you're tired, and you know, the songs that you're excited about today, probably tomorrow, when you're in the process, you don't really get the feeling that it's something you should work on with. And I've thought about it a lot, and you know, I don't know, I should probably go to school to get a job someday if this thing goes wrong, but I hope that I can work with music, either performing it and recording music, or then like working around the music industry somehow in the future anyway. Because, you know, when I'm getting really old, then I'm too old. Der Alte on stage is not a good idea probably. So I don't know, and it's pretty interesting what's happening with the whole business. So maybe, at least I think that I would have something to give, since I've seen the other side as well, and probably I could become an office person someday, but at least working behind the curtain. Bianca wants to know, what is the craziest bet I ever lost? What is the craziest bet I ever lost? I don't lose bets that much, that's the problem. What is the craziest bet I ever lost? I won that one, I won that one, I won that one. I haven't lost any crazy, like, idiot bets. I have a bet. I made a bet with the guys. I have a pet. I made a bet with the guys that if it all goes back to the Helsinki ice hockey team, but anyway, that we tattoo the logos of HIFK somewhere in our funny bodies, if hopefully when they win the championships, the title in Finland this spring. So that's the next tattoo if the games go well. But I haven't lost any stupid bets really. Not that I remember, or maybe I just don't want to say anything about it. We have Julia. Hi, this is Julia from Munich, Germany. This is my question. Let's say you have a bad day and still have to pull off a show. What do you do to get your shit together and just do it and keep your motivation going? That happens actually, because you can be really tired, and especially when you're a little bit sick, you're with a cold or whatever, and There's a few recipes. Before the show, we always do the things in the same order. It's like always 1 hour before the show, you take a shower if possible, and you like put on your like ear monitors and stuff like in the same order. And it always like I start doing a little like probably like moving myself a little bit, doing push-ups or whatever, so you get your body heated up. And right before the stage, we put our fists together like with the guys, and we decide to go give the people something because they came there for us. So that's it. If you're really ill, you have a bad throat or something, Jägermeister always helps. Or if it's really bad, it's Jägermeister, a lot of water, and then hot water with rum and honey and lemon in it. Don't try this at home.
Bye bye, rodeo girls, I'm gonna love you wherever I go. I'm gonna.
Petra wants to know, I'm looking for a tasty, typically Finnish dishes for a recipe collection for a huge Finland fan. No matter if appetizers, main dishes or desserts. Do you have any advice on where to find such recipes? I'm pretty bad with the Finnish kitchen thing, but I would probably recommend that you, where could I find a recipe? Call my mom, she's really good, or my grandma would be even better. But the Finnish kitchen is actually not the coolest thing in the world. Our traditional food it's pretty poor. It's like the flavors are salt or no salt, and that's it. But hold on, maybe the Christmas food kind of a thing, which I think comes from Germany again, like the Tannenbaum and everything else. The Santa Claus comes from Finland. Maybe there's something there, but honestly, I have no idea. I'm more of a pasta guy and a salad guy and stuff, and we didn't have any salad in Finland 5 years ago, so it's all new for us. Yeah, exciting. Lina wants to know if we ever tried listening to one of our golden records, the awards you get from platinum or gold sales. No, actually, I never thought about it. Would be a cool thing to. It's yeah. I'm gonna actually, because we broke. Was it the? We were taking the awards away from the studio, and somebody's award was it from Greece or from Austria? Broke. The glass broke a bit, and we're getting it fixed. So maybe when I go home, I take the CD and see if maybe there's like this devil message from EMI, like or something. Or then there's like German Schlagermusik, something like that. DJ Ötzi. He's not from Germany. Saskia, our friend, has asked if there was ever a movie to be made about you, let's call it On the Way to Wonderland, a band On the Way to Up, which Hollywood actors would you play? We would want to have, who's the guy on Machinist? Also Batman, Christian Bale. I would want him to be me, because I just saw Batman The Dark Knight last night when I was trying to fall asleep, and he just looks so good. I would like to look like him. Of course, if Brad Pitt insists of doing it, of course he can have it, but not Tom Cruise, because he can't reach my microphone. Tom Cruise can actually be Raul, because that would be a perfect height for his stand. For Sami, I would take Scarlett Johansson, because I like Scarlett very much, and I think she's really, really pretty. And I think, yeah, because Sami always has a really big, happy face. I think Scarlett would fit there perfectly. And for Riku, we would definitely need something with a same kind of a like strong, skinny body like Riku has. I think, not Nick Nolte, not, I would say actually Edward Norton, because he's like kind of the same. I don't know if his jokes are as bad as Riku's, but Edward Norton would be. So it would be either Brad or Christian Bale, then Tom Cruise with the bass. We have to find a guy for Osmo as well, because he's going to be playing with us. And Osmo would be played by, any suggestions? Conan O'Brien. They look alike. Hollywood actor.
Bye bye, Hollywood Hills, I'm gonna miss you.
Nadine would like to know, how did you create the lyrics for Hollywood Hills? Is it really about the hills in Hollywood, or is it a synonym for something? Good question. It is like I got the inspiration from the Hollywood Hills because I was saying bye-bye to Hollywood Hills in Los Angeles last year. But there is this kind of a romantic vibe thing. I wanted to think about like this boy-girl thing, even though I was not leaving anybody there. It was just the hills, as boring as it is. But you don't really get too emotional with this like hills, Las Vegas en español. You have to dive deeper into your personal emotions and missing somebody. We all know how that feels. So yeah, but actually the song is about the hills in Los Angeles, United Snakes of America. Frederike wants to know, what is my favorite pickup line? Me saying it to somebody or somebody saying it to me. I don't do that. I'm not the kind of a guy who goes to a girl like saying like, did your father steal the stars from the sky and put it in your eyes? Like, what is probably well, there have been a few funny ones that are not like, they're like parental advisory things, but I think the coolest thing is when somebody says like, yeah, I know you, you're from the band. I really don't like your music at all. I think you suck, but do you want to have a drink? That's a cool thing, especially from a guy who is a little bit like on the Elton John side of the world.